إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, to proceed, to continue بإذن الله تعالى our explanation of the book al-Ajrumiyyah. Therefore the next point is Babu Iqra ya al-Haq. Babu علامات الإعراب. Babu علامة, actually that's علامات, that's the plural, isn't it? Because these are, this is the al-jam'u, right? Babu علامات الإعراب. Excellent. So Babu means chapter. Literally it means a door. Yeah. But a door is what you call al-madkhal, an entrance, and therefore it's an entrance to a topic, which is why it's called Babu, chapter. Alamat is the plural al-jam'u of alamatun. And don't confuse alamatun with allama or allamatun, if we pronounce it with the ending. Where you have a shadda on the lam, allamatun, then that refers to an alim, al-alim al-kabir. Right? Whereas this is alamat, which is signs or indicators. So we have a babu, alamat. So what therefore goes on the ta huna? Marfu'un. So why would I place a single dhamma upon babu ya Muhammad if that's going to be marfu'un? It's therefore an إضافة. باب علامات الإعراب. حسنا. So chapter concerning the indicators of al-i'rab. Right? So if it was exciting in our previous lessons, now the excitement increases. Why? Because now we identify the indicators of that particular state or i'rabun. Right? So remember when, and we've already introduced this and I've asked you previously, ma hiya alamatuhu, what is its indicator? And usually we say alamatuhu whatever. Now we're going to speak in more detail. So it begins with Ya al-Haq. Al-I'rabu. Al-I'rabu. No, we've done that. Taghyiru. We've done that in our previous lesson. Now we're talking about lilraf'i. Oh yeah, sorry. Lilraf'i. Lilraf'i. رفعي أربع علامات حسنا للرفع. So we know that للرفع الرفع is what? The marfu'un state, right? Don't be concerned or confused by the author rahimahullah referring to what we understand to be the marfu'un status, saying raf'i, because it's the same, right? Raf'i is the same as marfu'un, except marfu'un is a maf'ulun, and raf'i is an ismun, right? So raf'i means literally raising, right? للرفع li is harfu jarrin, meaning for here. للرفع أربع علامات. أربع means four علامات, we know is indicators. Now, why is أربع here male and علامات here is female? Because the ruling regarding numbers 3 to 10 is the opposite, right? So is that clear? للرفع أربع علامات, meaning for the state of a raf' or marfu'un, there will be four indicators to indicate that it is in that state. This is where it becomes exciting, doesn't it? Because up to this point, in most instances, how have we recognized the marfu'un state? Right. So he says, "Iqra ya al-haq." Right. So the first one is الضمة تو. الضمة تو. ثم
والواو.
والواو.
والألف.
والواو. والواو والألف.
النون.
ألف والنون. Here we have our four indicators. الضمة والواو. That should be a fat on there. والواو والألف والنون. Let's say والنون. So الضمة, therefore, Ya Muhammad, give us an example of a word. If we place a dhamma on it, it will be indicative or representative of it being in the marfu'un state.
A word?
Any word.
Or a sentence?
A word.
Al-waladu.
Right, al-waladu. So, we can say therefore al-waladu. Al-waladu, which means the boy. And al-waladu here is in what state, Ya Shabaz? It's in the marfu'un state. And if we asked you, ma hiya alamatuha, what is its indicator on this word? Or alamatu raf'ihi? Ad-dammatu, right? It is ad-dammatu al-dhahiratu, right? Al-dhahiratu ala akhirihi. If we want to say therefore the boy wrote a letter, we say
Kataba.
Kataba. Kataba al-waladu. Risalatan. Right? So in order to determine whether or not we've understood our previous lessons, here al-waladu we know is marfu'un, and it is marfu'un because it is the fa'ilun. So al-waladu is a fa'ilun. What is the amilun that has made al-waladu marfu'un? Kataba. Right, good. Kataba. You understand that, Shabazz? So kataba, why has kataba made al-waladu the fa'ilun? And therefore it's a marfu'un. Why? What's the reason for it?
Kataba is the fi'lun.
Kataba is a fi'lun, and the fi'lun
Then it's going to be the fa'il.
The
standard
fa'il
jumlatul
is always
fi'liyah.
acting upon the fi'l. Where the other way around.
No, you're right, it is the fi'lun. The fi'lun has made al-waladu the fa'ilun, but why?
Al-waladu is doing the action.
Right, because
Because
the fi'lun, it necessitates what? What does it demand? What does it require?
A
fa'ilun, doesn't it? It's got to have a fa'ilun in order for it to do that action, right? Because there are two mandatory parts of jumlatul fi'liyah, right? The fi'lun and the fa'ilun. So the katab is the amilun. Very important concept, Dad. And the ma'mulun, the thing, right, that's been affected by kataba is al-waladu. That's the first one, isn't it? Because he's the one, الذي قام بالفعل, قام بالفعل. He's the one who did the action. Risalatan is the maf'ulun bihi, the maf'ulun bihi. That is mansubun, and the indicator for being mansubun is al-fathatu, right? Al-zahiratu al-akhirihi. And what's the amilun here on risalatan? What has made risalatan the maf'ulun bihi? Kataba again, hasn't it? Why?
Because
that was the action done upon.
Right, because kataba, which is writing, waqa'a, remember, waqa'a, it's fallen upon something. Remember, if the fi'lun is what we call al-muta'addi, transitive, takes an object, not all of them are, right? And that will be explained later. But most of them are, right? Not all of them, but most. So kataba, the action of writing, what has that writing become manifest upon? The risalatan, right? So al-waladu here, the indicator that it is marfu'un is ad-dammatu. Hasanan. And we say it is a-dhahiratu, it's apparent upon the ending. Why is that so important for us to say it is a-dhahiratu? Why?
Sometimes it's not there.
Because sometimes it's not there. For example, let's have a fa'ilun here where it's not apparent.
So it has to be a word that never changes.
Well, not necessarily never changes. Well, yes, a word that never changes, but for a specific reason. So, for example,
He wrote this letter. Or he,
kataba hadha. Well, you could say that, but a normal ismun, not an ismul ishara. We could use an ismul ishara. A name. Think of a name. Kataba.
Ahmadu.
Ahmad's not Ahmadu. If we say kataba Ahmadu, there's a dhamma there, isn't there?
Muhammad.
Yeah, Shabazz. If we use Muhammadun, there is. What about Musa? Kataba Musa risalatan. Is there a dhamma upon Musa?
No.
Right, there's no apparent dhamma. There's no apparent dhamma. But is there a dhamma in relation to Arabic grammar? Yes. So what do we say? We say a dhammatu. Right, a dhammatu al-muqaddaratu. Remember? Al-muqaddaratu. Right, so it's either going to be a dhahiratu, or it's going to be al-muqaddaratu. Here it's al-muqaddaratu, isn't it? It's assumed to be there. Right? Is that clear? That's what we mentioned in our previous lesson. It's assumed to be there. Why is it not there?
For that reason.
No, it's not mustatir.
The
No,
name doesn't change.
no. But that's true. The name doesn't change, but there's another reason why.
The takes a place.
Because this letter, remember, is called
Alif Maksur.
Aliful Maqsura. Right? And that does not take any harakatun. Does it? Remember the example that we mentioned, al-fata. Al-fata. What does al-fata mean? The youth. Any ismun that ends with al-alifu al-maqsura, such as this, Isa, Musa, al-fata, and many others, the reason why we say it is al-muqaddaratu is because that letter does not accept a dhammah or a fatha or a kasra. Right? Remember? Muhammad? So here it is assumed to be there, but it's not, for the reason that it is of that category where it cannot accept it. But in our previous lesson we mentioned two others, didn't we? We said, for example, if we wanted to say kataba, al-qadi. Al-qadi. What does al-qadi mean?
The judge.
The judge. Kataba al-qadi risalatan. The judge wrote a letter. The now. Why is a dhamma on the ya here? No, it's not. But we still say a dhammatu al-muqaddaratu ala akhirihi on the ending. Why does it not appear?
Because Alif Maksur.
No, there isn't an alif maksur. That's a ya. But what did we say was a reason? Al-istithqal. It's difficult upon the tongue for you to say al-qadiyu. Right? Al-qadiyu. That, remember, when in pronunciation it's difficult upon the tongue, it's assumed to be there as opposed to spoken literally. So the rule is that whenever you have an ismun that ends with al-ya'u, right, and the preceding letter is maksura, has a kasra, and the ya doesn't have a shadda on it, it doesn't have a shadda on it, then you assume that the dhamma is there. And the third example that we mentioned is if we say my friend or my brother. We'll use my brother. How do you say my brother? Akhi. Akhi. Okay. Akhi. What does akhi mean?
My brother.
My brother. We don't say here, when you have an ismun, any ismun which has E on the end, which represents mine, right? It's called Ya al-Mutakallim, Qalami, Bayti, Sayarati, and so on and so forth. It doesn't appear, does it? Right? When I say it doesn't appear, I mean here on the kha, because the word for a brother is akhun, akhun. So we don't say akhuyi, do we? Right? So my friend is sadiqi. We don't say sadiquyi, do we? Right? So that's the third reason that we mentioned why it wouldn't appear on the kha when it's attached to ya al-mutakallim. So that is a dhammatu. A dhammatu. Now, when would we have al-waw? An example would be كتب المسلمون رسالة. Right? All of these are explained in more detail in the next portion. This is just an introduction. Al-Muslimun here, the indicator that it is a marfu'un is al-waw. Right? Note that al-asl, the foundation of, or the source indicator of the marfu'un state is ad-dammatu. The other three are what we say yanubu anhu or anha in this instance. It deputizes for it.
It's like right? The tanween where we had different categories of it. The tamkir. One was the highest of them.
Yeah. Well, it's similar, right? It's similar. But here, it's just that in al-Muslimuna, it can never take a dhamma on the end. So what deputizes or takes the place of the dhamma, it is
Wow.
Right? It is al-waw. And as I said, this is all explained in greater detail in the next section. The next one is al-alifu. This is interesting, isn't it? Which or what type of ismun in its marfu'un state, its indicators al-alifu.
Muslimani.
Right, ya Muhammad, Muslimani, which is the dual form. Good that you remember that. Muslimani. Again, Muslimani, we cannot say that alamatu raf'i hi ad-dammatu. We can't say that. What we have to say is alamatu raf'ihi al-alifu. Right? It is al-alifu. So what does that mean? Ya shabazu kataba muslimani risalatan.
Is it group? Is it dual? Muslims wrote it.
The two, dual. Right? This is al-muthanna. And then the final one is an-noon. An-noon. Right? So, who can think of a word whose marfu'un state is recognized by a noon? And we've mentioned this many times, haven't we? Many times. And what is it? I need to correct this. A noon. Like that. It is, if we want to say, as a jumlatul ismiyah, not al-fi'liyah, the Muslims are writing a letter. How do we say that? As a jumlatul ismiyah. How do we say it?
Muslims.
Well, the first bit's easy, isn't it? What's al-muslimuna? Right? Al-muslimuna. Writing?
Yaktubuna.
Right. Yaktubuna. Yaktubuna. And then we have risalatan. Risalatan. Yaktabuna risalatan. So if we were going to do now the i'rabun of this sentence, where would we begin and with what would we begin?
The sentence was the jumlatul ismiyah.
Right. So al-jumlatul ismiyah comprises of two parts. Al-mubtada' and al-khabar. So what we would say therefore is al-muslimuna is al-mubtada'u, right? Al-muslimuna mubtada'un. Okay? It's mubtada'un. You could say that it's marfu'un, and you could say that the indicator of it being marfu'un is al-waw. Good. Right? Then we have yaktubuna. Yaktubuna is yaktubuna risalatan is al-khabar. That's the fi'lun, the fa'ilun, that is al-khabar, you're right. But yaktubuna itself is al-fi'lu al-mudari'u. Okay? Marfu'un. It's marfu'un, right? And the indicator for it being marfu'un is an-noon. An-noon here. Or rather, more correctly, or accurately, what would we say? Not just a noon, but
in the plural form.
No, remember, if we wanted to negate yaktubuna, either to make it in the past or the future, how would we negate it? Lam or lan. And then if we negate it with lam or lan, what happens to the word yaktubuna?
He either takes a school, not the noon.
Lam yaktub, noon will drop.
Right, hadfun nooni. Hadfun nooni, we remove the noon, don't we?
Yeah.
We do this nearly every lesson. We hadfun nooni. And then I always mention that ayah, don't I? In Surah Al-Baqarah. Which ayah?
Lam yaktub.
فَإِن لَمْ
فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا.
Right. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا. Right? So, if the indicator of it being mansuban or majzuman is hadfa noon, what therefore is the indicator of it being marfu'un?
Wow. What was left?
No, not the waw. Ithbatun noon. It's ithbatun noon, isn't it? We're affirming the noon. Right? I'll explain. So, yaktubuna. What does yaktubuna mean?
Writing.
They, plural male, are writing. Okay? If we want to say they, plural male, did not write using lam, we say lam yaktubu. What happens? We drop the noon, don't we? And we place an alif there. It becomes lam yaktubu. They, plural Muslim male, did not write. If we want to say they will not write, i.e. the future, what do?
Lan.
We place lan on it. Right? Lan. Does anything change here? No. So in both instances, lam and lan, what have we done? We have hadf noon. We've erased the noon. Which must mean that if by erasing it, you have the mansuban and the majzuman state, what must it mean in order to demonstrate the marfu'un state? Right, ithbatun noon. That you've got to affirm the noon. So you say, obviously you can't have lan. So you say yaktubuna. That's called ithbatun noon. So the indicator of the marfu'un state is ithbatun nooni.
The presence of the noon.
Yes, ithbat means affirming it. Hadf means erasing it. Right, Muhammad? We did that in our last lesson, right? So, but never mind, it doesn't matter. As long as, is that clear now? That affirm, if we ask, so what's the indicator that yaktubuna is marfu'un? It's not enough just to say noon, is it? I mean, it is in the sense that if you didn't affirm the noon wouldn't be there anyway, would it? But to say ithbat al-nun makes it clear that we're affirming the nun, therefore it must be in the marfu'un state, because if we negated it, it would indicate that it's in the majzuman or mansuban state. So, just to finish the point, even though this is discussed in more detail later, يكتبون رسالة, that is a jumlatul fi'liyah. A jumlatul fi'liyah must comprise of al-fi'lu wal-fa'ilu. The fi'lun is there, يكتبون, so what's the fa'il? Al-waw. Right? Al-waw is the fa'ilun. So, is that clear? This is just an introduction, right? للرفع أربع علامات. There are 4 indicators. الضمة والواو والألف والنون. Then he continues and says فأما الضمة. Right. فأما الضمة فتكون علامة في
للرفع
فتكون علامة للرفع
في أربع
في أربعة في أربعة مواضع
أربعة مواضع.
Yes, أربعة مواضع. مواضع. That's interesting, isn't it? في أربعة مواضع. So he continues rahimahullah, and he says فأما الضمة. As for الضمة that we've already discussed, and that's al-asl, remember, the founding indicator for the rest of them are all substitutes or deputies of it. فَتَكُونُ عَلَامَةً, then it will be an alamatan, an indicator للرفع for the marfu'un state في أربعة, in 4 مواضع. مواضع, it's the plural of mawdi'un. Mawdi'un means a position, right? So therefore mawadi'u is positions, it's plural, and that particular plural is mamnu' min as-sarf, which is why it's not arba'ati mawadi'i.
No change.
Right? Muhammad?
I'll catch on.
Right. No, we've done this. So anyway, the point is fi للرفع في أربعة. That's now أربعة, whereas before we mentioned أربعة. Why?
Because it's followed by a
Fi.
Yeah, but why? That's correct, but why is it female, whereas before it was male? What's the rule?
Number and the thing.
Right, because mawadi'a here is male, right? That is a plural of mawdi'un. Mawdi'un is a position, it relates to a position, and that's a male word, so therefore your number has to be female. And between 3 and 10, what type of construct is it? An idafatun. And in an idafatun, mudafun ilayhi is always majrurun. Here is it majrurun? No. Why not? Because that particular plural, right, like masajidu, remember masajidu, it is mamnu' min as-sarf. It doesn't become masajidi.
No.
Right? except if it's preceded by al or it's the mudafun in the idafa. So للرفع في أربعة مواضع, in 4 positions, right? So الضمة will be the indicator for it being marfu'an in 4 positions. The first one is في الاسم المفرد في الاسم المفرد. What does that mean? It will be marfu'un, the indicator of it being marfu'un in 4 positions. The first one being في الاسم المفرد. What is al-ismu al-mufradu? Why have I written with it dad? It's not dad, it's dal. Mufradi. Mufradi. Now, what does that mean? This is the easy bit.
Single noun.
A single noun. For example, Muhammadun. What if you get stuck, Muhammad? For this one in the marfu state, remember your name. Muhammadun. Right? Ahmadu, Zaydun, Kitabun. Kitabun, that's true. Waladun, all of these, they are al-ismu al-mufrad. Right? Nice and easy. So, that's why right at the beginning, remember, we said that if you're going to just write a word on the board, or you're going to pronounce it, then it is always going to be in the marfu'un state. Right? It's always going to be in the marfu'un state. Because in order for it to change, something must have been acted upon it. Right? And also there's another point to it too. Right? Because, and it's slightly off the subject, but just to illustrate, if I say Muhammadun, right? I'm going to say Muhammadun. Why? Because it's assumed. What type of sentence will that be? If I say Muhammadun, what type of sentence is it? It's a jumlatul ismiyah, but there's only one word. There's only Muhammadun. But there's only one word, and al-jumlatul ismiyah must comprise of 2 words. So how do we understand it?
We assume you're going to say something else.
Right, that's correct. We're assuming, not that I have to, but that I have said something else. We're assuming that I've said something else. And it depends upon the context, isn't it? Right? So if we're introducing one another, or I was introducing you, and I looked at you and said, Muhammadun, what am I, in effect, am I saying?
That is Hadha.
Hadha Muhammadun, aren't I? Yeah. I'm saying Hadha Muhammadun, therefore Muhammadun is al-khabaru. Okay? Or if you were to ask, what is Muhammadun doing? Right? And I said Muhammadun, meaning he's there and he's sitting. It's assumed I'm saying Muhammadun is sitting. Muhammadun jalisun, right? Obviously, you might think, well, how do I know what the assumed bit is? But you work it out from the context. So here, Muhammadun, we know it to be marfu'un because it is the indicator being ad-dammatu, al-zahiratu ala akhirihi. But we know that even for al-ismu al-mufradu, such as Musa, do we still say that the indicator for Musa is ad-dammatu? We do.
Oh, yeah.
But what we don't say is it's al-zahiratu, do we? We say it is al-muqaddaratu. Once you say it once or twice, it will become easier. We say it is al-muqaddaratu. That is simple, right? So what we understand, therefore, that when the author, rahimahullah, said al-ism al-mufradu, he's talking literally about a single noun. So what's excluded from that, therefore? What is excluded?
Plurals.
Plurals. And something else is excluded too.
Dues.